Hello everyone, I'm Atul Dahale and welcome to my Incredible Chess channel. Viswanathan Anand, the 5 times World Chess Champion, our Indian pride, has won against the reigning World Chess Champion Magnus Carlsen. Well, in the Norway Chess Blitz tournament, which happened yesterday, Anand was in great form and he won against Magnus Carlsen. This is a big news for all of us, guys. The game was also pretty interesting. It was ups and downs. So in this video, we are going to check out the game. So don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you are new here. So let's begin. The game started with e4. Viswanathan Anand is white and Magnus Carlsen was black. He played g6, d4. Anand is going for the center straight away. Then d6 was played. Knight c3, bishop g7, then bishop e3. Anand is showing his intentions that he is going to play something on the king side, because whenever you play bishop e3, the idea is to play f3, queen d2 and long castle, so that you can go for the flank attack. Okay, so black says like, okay, I'll wait for a while here. A6 was played and he goes for the next move, that is h4. Yes, this is a very striking move, you can say. Knight f6, black needs to castle in this position, so f3. All sorts of ideas with knight g4 are stopped because the dark square bishop is very important. The idea which I mentioned earlier is to play queen d2 followed by bishop h6 and exchanging this dark bishop. So once you exchange the dark square bishop, black's king side will be little bit, you can say, weakened. So black says like, if you are going to play on the king side, I'm going to play on the queen side. So this is called as the flank attacks. Okay, so b5, queen d2, and now he plays h5 in this position, because white was almost ready to play bishop h6 after castle. Let's suppose you castle in this position, then bishop h6 is a standard move, then you can capture this bishop and then you are ready with the h5 move. Of course, long castle will also be played, but in that case, as I mentioned earlier, you can even sacrifice rook h5 or you can play g4 and so on. So he stopped that thing with h5 move. No problem. Vishy says like, I'm going to play my knight here, and the knight might be heading towards the f4 square, and all sorts of sacrifices are going to be there on h file. Maybe you can even play g4 after bishop e2, long castle. Those are the plans. So black says, okay, I'm not going to let the knight jump here and there, because Anand's knights are pretty amazing. He captures the knight here, rook captures the knight. It is very important to play this thing. And one thing is also there, this rook might be useful to attack on the king side. Okay, black comfortably develops here with knight d7, long castles. The intentions are clear, and now he plays queen c8. Well, this move is played in order to play c5 and to give the support also knight c5, because let's suppose you castle in this position, that is a possibility. White might play bishop e2, and then if you play c5, this kind of move, then after this capture, the queens can be exchanged. This is one of the ideas. Or you can play queen here, and black will be a little bit in under fire, you can say. So calmly he goes for first queen c8 here, not playing castling in this position, waiting strategy. King d1, as c5 is going to play. c5 was played, d capture c5, knight capture c5, and now he plays knight e2. The knight is heading towards the d4 square, so that it will be centralized piece. One thing I would like to tell the viewers, that whenever you want to put the knight anywhere, try to put it in the center of the board. Okay, so castling. After castle, bishop h6 was played. We need to exchange the dark square bishop. a5, bishop captures g7, king captures g7, and now he plays rook to g3. The idea is quite clear. He wants to attack on the g6 or maybe on the h file. That is the thing. So he goes for b4. After b4, black wants to play a4, a3 and disturb the king side here, you can say. Knight d4, centralizing the knight. Knight captures e4. Well, this is the movement I would like to tell you, that Magnus Carlsen went on to play something crazy. Okay, knight, he is sacrificing two knights in this position to get two pawns and a rook, and he is creating the imbalance in the position. So that's the thing here. F captures e4, knight captures e4. Now queen as well as the rook both are under attack in this position. And well, Vishy said like, no problem, I will take the bait. Queen e3 was played, knight captures g3, queen captures g3. And now black, what did black get? Let's take the count of the things also. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 pawns are there, and white is having 1 2 3 4 5 pawns. White is having 1 2 3 4 pieces, black is having two rooks and a queen. Okay, so when it comes to the end game, black will be the one who will be preferred in this position, because central pawns are going to be very strong as well as the king side pawns. So here Magnus Carlsen goes for queen g4. He's trying to exchange the queens. Vishy says like, okay, I cannot really exchange the queens. I need to keep the queens on the board. So he plays this thing, rook a c8, and then he plays g3, rook c5. Black is activating the rooks because it's very important to activate the rooks to keep them on the open file. So he is bringing the rook. This is also called as the rook lift in the chess. Bishop e2, attacking the queen. Queen moves to e4 square, queen d2, and now he plays rook to e5. Okay, the idea is very simple. He wants to play queen e3 at some point and exchange this queen. He plays bishop to f3, queen e3 again, going for the exchange. But are you going to exchange the queens? He says no, I'm not going to exchange the queens. He plays queen to g2, and now he continues with his flank attack with a4. Because of the sacrifice, there is no attack on this side of the board. So it is black who is going to attack in this position, and Vishy needs to defend the position as best as he can. So here he plays knight c6, attacking rook on e5 plus the pawn on b4. He plays rook f5. The bishop on f3 is under attack. He plays rook d3, supporting the bishop on f3. Queen e1 check, rook d1. Again he plays this thing, and then again Vishy is going for the repetition. Maybe if they had gone for queen e1, rook d1, the game would have been drawn, but they were not in any kind of move, you can say. Means Magnus wanted to play more because he has some promising chances in the position. Queen c5 was played, and now he captures the pawn on e7. So Vishy Anand has recovered one pawn, you can say. Now rook e5, the knight is under attack. Knight needs to come back in the center of the board. Knight d5. He gives rook e1 check. Of course, you can play rook d1 and the pieces will be exchanged, but he prefers to keep the rooks on the board. He plays bishop d1, then rook f e8. The last remaining piece from the black side is back in the game, you can say. Now he plays queen d2. This was a little bit inaccurate move, you can say. Maybe he could have played queen f3 and keep up the pressure here. But he had some other alternatives in his mind, you can say. Queen d2 was played in order to attack here as well as here. But here, he had given a big chance to Magnus Carlsen, which he did not convert, you can say. He missed the winning move in this position from black side, that was queen g1. Yes, this is a winning move. Why? I'm going to tell you. The idea is very clear. Rook captures d1, queen needs to capture here, and then rook will come on e1 square, and Vishy Anand would have lost the queen. But as they say that fortune favors the brave, maybe you can play a3, but the idea I'll just show you. This is the thing which will be happening, and I don't think so black will have any problems to convert this position because the pawn on g3 will also be falling very soon. Okay, white will have decent chances to defend, but not that easy. He plays a3 in this position, which completely misses the thing. Queen captures b4. Now the queen side pawns, which were there, very dangerous pawns, are falling one after another. Maybe the endgame could have been played with queen b4, knight b4, and so on. This would have given some chances for black, but the position, I will not say like black was having any great chances. Maybe it was completely unbalanced. So here he plays rook 8 e4, and then he goes for the endgame. But this endgame is different than the endgame which would have happened after, let's suppose, queen b4, knight b4, rook here, because here the g3 pawn was falling straight away, and it was different. But he goes for rook 8 e4, and this endgame is different because of this thing I'm going to show you. Knight c3, rook e6, and a4. The pawn on a file is going to be very strong, and the ideas of king g2 followed by bishop getting into the game, maybe here or something like that, white is going to crush here because knight is also going to jump. So the conversion means the position was almost equal. Maybe there were some chances also, but Magnus Carlsen pushed very hard, and that he had to pay for it. The knight b5, the move which I already mentioned about it, he played rook e4, but now it's almost over. c3 was played. Anand says, okay, whatever you want to capture on the king side, no issues. I'm going to push my pawn, and I'm going to queen the pawn very soon. This pawn is completely unstoppable. Even if you want to stop the pawn anytime, bishop will come on f3 square, and the a8 square is guarded. So for example, in the game rook h1 was played, but still a6 will be played. If you play rook to e3 or something like that, no problem. A7, rook comes on e8 square, and then all we need to do is this move, or maybe knight c7 is also very easy. The idea is to play a8, and not only the pawn on a file, means this pawn will be queening, and he had to give up the rook, but also this a2 pawn is also ready to queen in this position, and that's how Vishy Anand won the game. After rook to h1, Magnus Carlsen decided to resign the game. I hope that you enjoyed the game analysis, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. If you are new here, we'll be meeting very soon with some new content. Till that moment, take care, goodbye, and love you all.